What was the name of that?
I don't know. Try to get straighter out.
Was that the way they played the blues in Kansas City when you took over the band 30 years ago?
Well, no, that wasn't the way they played the blues, Ralph, because if that was the way they played the blues, it was a pretty bad start of the blues, I think. We'll get further down the line on them blues later on.
What were they playing when you took over the band?
Well, they were playing swing. I call it swing because truly that's what Benny Moten was playing, was swing. And I don't know whether you call it Western style or not, but it was sort of a Western swing, I guess, if we would place it that way, because it solidly had a beat and real foot pattern. So,
has it changed much?
Well, yes. Beats changed quite a bit. I mean, of course, they've been experimenting on different styles, and which have been very successful. And but I sort of style our band on that style, and we basically haven't changed at all. Although we have some soloists that sort of leans toward the modern size, but we sort of remain the same.
Do you still do things from that era?
Well, yes, we play the blues, and I'm pretty sure that's from that era.
That goes all the way back.
Oh yeah, goes back a pretty good little taste, I guess. Like, well, what do you say about how long?
60, 70,
70.
100.
No, let's cool it a little bit. No, I guess we're back in the we'll say back in the early 30s. Yeah, I think that should do it. But getting back to the blues, excuse me. Truthfully, I really never heard the blues until I did go. Had the pleasure of visiting Kansas City, which was in the very, very early days, even before the Blue Devils and Benny Moten's band, because we were through there with a burlesque show, which I was traveling with, a show named Hibbity Hop, and I got a chance to wander over on 18th Street at that time was blazing. I mean, everything was happening there, beautiful. I mean, you could hear the blues from any window or door. And that's the most remarkable thing I ever. That's when I first got a good taste of listening to a blues singer. I don't know anyone's name, but I do know they were belting out these blues, and wonderful trumpet players and clarinet players, and banjo players, and one of great piano players, blues pianists. And I never seen anything like it. And wait a minute, let me cut it out. See, I'm writing a book on these things. I'm getting the first on it. Blues-wise, I think so. I mean, there's guys that in the later years that I can remember, particularly one guy, Pete Johnson. Pete was a guy that I really idolized as far as blues playing concerned. But really the main guy that really influenced me was Thomas Fats-Waller. That was the man that I really did idolize. Fats taught me how to play what little bit of organ that I do know. And I used to watch him and lay around him long enough to try to style a little piano after him, which was quite difficult.
You still do Fats-Waller tunes, don't you? It's a band.
Oh, yes, Nat Pierce just made an arrangement on one of Fats's goodies, a little thing called Squeeze Me, which we think quite a bit of. But, and a lot of things, a handful of keys, Nat made an arrangement on that, too. After all of these years, Nat finally made an arrangement on a handful of keys, which is going to be kind of hard, because it goes... Can't get no further than that with that one. So we'll cool it right there. Yeah.
So did Pete Johnson and other piano players turn you more into the blues?
I think so, but they really played the blues. That's just my thought of it, and it isn't a pretty good thought, even at that. But the influence was there. I never heard anybody quite play them like Pete and Albert and Lux. These guys really did it right. So, where were we? Was Fats?
With Fats, yeah. Which is a good place to be.
Yes. No. There's no need to be in there, but speaking of privacy, that's a screaming. Ending.
All these years, have you had the same theme song?
The 1 o'clock jump, yes.
Yeah. How did you get that?
Well, this happened in Kansas City while we were at the Reno Club. In those years, you didn't have to program a number, you know. It could clear it, rather, you know.
You were broadcasting from it.
Yeah, and you could just play anything that you'd like to play, and it would be perfectly okay. You wouldn't have any trouble with the programming of it, clearing of it. So on each Sunday night, we used to have like a 2-hour broadcast, and we sort of run out of tunes, and so we had must have had about a half hour, and we'd light out and play one, start a hit out. The announcer would come in, what's the name of that? And we'd say, well, that's Bing, Bing, Bing. Do another one, see what's the name of that? That's so-and-so. So now we still got about 15 minutes left. And so I just started something in there. And then we went to D flat for solo. And so he said to have a title for that one. So I looked, the clock was about 10 minutes to 1. So I said, yeah, on the 1 o'clock jump. And it sort of stuck because the guys remembered the rest of the things that they were doing in it, and it laid there.
Has that changed much during the years?
Well, no. It remains to say, I think everybody else has got a better arrangement than we do on it, really, actually.
You're much too modest. Do you ever do it as a piano solo? You don't take piano solos? You almost never play piano solos.
Time marches, Ralph. See, that's just the reason why in those years I invented this. Because I knew there were going to be days when guys was going to write me running all over this piano. And so I just did a little something which I hope would sort of identify bass. So as far as I'm concerned, my piano playing is sort of dated. And I'm just in the rhythm section, which I'm very happy the guys will allow me in there. And that's as far as my piano playing will go. Well, I don't know what we should do right now. I think maybe we might go into something that we'll call it 20 minutes after 3 thing.
Those tempos are always so groovy when you play them. Do you have a theory about tempos? How do you get at those tempos?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's trying to make it light on myself, possibly. But I do think something it's sort of in a mood where you can kind of halfway pat your foot if possible, and I think it's easy to listen to too, really, and I sort of like to simplify things, which is the only way that I can do it. But even if I really could play a lot of piano, I would try to simplify it for myself, because this is the type of thing I like. Although I like to listen to the giants and them fast ones like Pete, Oscar Pete, and all those guys. But this is me. This is what I like. I like tempos that's danceable. And I guess that's just about that, Ralph.
You started in as a drummer.
Yes, but I was discouraged by that wonderful gentleman that was with the King, I should say the Masters band, Edward Ellington, Sonny Greer. And when we were back home, I used to have my little piano gigs, and I'd try to sort of switch to the drums, because that was my first love. And that intermission, Greer would fall in from Long Branch somewhere and sit down on them drums. And that was all for me for the evening. So one thing I can do is, this is not for me. This is going to happen all my life. So that sort of turned me back to the piano.
Is the blues as much fun to play after these years?
Oh, yes, Ralph. I could never get tired of playing the blues or listening to the blues. As a matter of fact, if I start to make an original thing, I mean, it's always based on the blues. And to me, the blues is the starting of an awful lot of things.
We're doing the show on your birthday.
Yeah.
You've heard so much good music back over those years. Any particular things stand out?
Not as far as any band is concerned.
Yeah, anything you've heard.
Yes, I mean it still will linger with me. It's, of course, you know just what I'm going to say and who I'm going to say to, and it's from, I think, the dean of all. That's Edward Ellington, and a little thing called Warm Valley. I shall never forget that. Because I shall never forget this band, because I think this man and this band is just the end of everything. Duke's been going back for 20 years and ain't nobody got near him yet.
Play a little birthday music.
Little birthday music?
Yeah.
All right.
far we are into the show or where we're at. I've been so hung up listening to you that I think maybe about this point we ought to just go on out with some late birthday afternoon educational TV blues.
Oh, yeah? Look out then.